Okay, I'm going to try turning autopilot on here in the parking spot. I'm going to turn the speed down to like 5 miles per hour too. I don't know how well it'll do getting out of the parking lot. I don't use it in parking lots. We'll see what, oh no, don't go to 35. Oh, okay, there's a truck there. And even if it was going to stop, I wasn't going to like scare the truck and find out. I'll turn it back on at the stop sign here. And, oh, why does it have its left signal? Okay, it had the wrong... What the heck? It keeps switching signals back and forth. It's really weird. I think we're clear. I don't know. Oh, it's being weird. Okay, that was kind of a weird turn, but it did it. And then I haven't actually driven through this area before, but I think we're going to go onto some residential roads with no lines on them up here in 0.1 miles. My experience on residential roads has been pretty good. I don't have to intervene very much. Although with this version, I've found that it likes to cut curbs really tight. And like, it just shouldn't cut them that tight, and I've taken over multiple times for that reason, because I'm not going to risk curbing the wheels. I guess this isn't a residential street, but I think the next one we turn on is going to be one. But other than it getting close to curbs, going around right turns specifically, I have very good luck on residential roads, even though my complaint is sometimes it drives in the center way too much. Like, it was even driving off to the left-hand side, and then like earlier today another car wanted to turn onto the road, and it was kind of weird for the other car, but it worked out. There was enough room. It just was strange. You know, like, someone wouldn't normally drive like that. They'd be towards the center or off to the right a little bit. You don't want to way off to the edge either, because sometimes there's, you know, a bunch of stuff on the edge of the road that you don't want the car driving in, like just crap or potholes and stuff like that. It's taking this turn extremely slow. There's good visibility, excellent visibility on both sides. I don't know. Okay, it got close to that curve. I didn't like it. It probably would have been fine though. It doesn't really need a turn signal here, but that's okay. Then our destination is right up here. Okay, good. That has a couple turns in it. That's kind of an interesting route, but it'll get a little more testing done on these streets. And with the turns being slow, like, it has great visibility. I don't know why it's so slow here, but with them being slow, that's not really a problem for me, at least right now, because I'd rather the car be cautious than have the problem I was having on 10.2, where it would just go when it wasn't clear. Although I think that once it commits to the turn, it should, like, you know, keep going, not be slow. But overall, turns are better for me on this version, simply because it's being a little more careful. And not all the turns are slower either. It could, I don't know if the rain affects it at all, but, you know, sometimes it does the turns pretty fast. You know, it doesn't take a long time to complete the stop and turn, and sometimes it takes a while, which makes sense if it's really poor visibility that it would take a while. Like here, it's hard to see. Oh, what's it doing? There's a car coming. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It was going, and there was a car coming, and the car was extremely visible out the camera. Like, take over? Oh, this will be interesting. Okay, there was a tiny turn lane there. It didn't use it, which is okay. That was kind of a weird turn lane. Oh, let's see what it does here. Okay, good. It's going slow. And then this is just going to be a dead end road here, which, let's see. I'll have to find a new destination. Okay, it's running over the leaves. It shouldn't be running over giant piles of leaves. Actually, I want to send that clip too. It's still sort of running over the leaves, but whatever. They weren't as big of piles that time. So that's interesting. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, if it's just light leaves in the middle of the road or blowing across or whatever, you know, obviously it doesn't need to do anything about that. But if it's a giant pile of leaves, that's something that it should avoid, and it has to learn the difference between the two of those. Because like even, yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of hard problems that Tesla has to solve for this to, oh, there's a lot of water here, but that's okay, it's not like that much. But yeah, there's a lot of hard problems that Tesla has to solve, and I don't doubt that they're going to be able to solve them, but making a self-driving car is not easy at all. There's, like, just using the beta made me realize just how many different scenarios the car has to handle on a daily basis for a lot of people. Which the ones that are very common for it to need to handle, those I imagine will get solved fairly quickly, you know, on the big scale of things, you know, like within a year. Especially once Dojo comes. Dojo, I think, is really going to help them process all the data they're getting from the testers, because they can only do so much right now, and that'll be true with Dojo too, but Dojo will be able to process a lot more than they can right now. And like, I don't know, everything's just so complicated with, I don't know how the autopilot team does it, but they're just incredible. Like, I know there's something with Dojo about it at some point, hopefully being able to take clips and like learn without people manually labeling stuff. Okay, so that was a pretty slow turn. There's another Tesla there. If it tries to creep here, it's going to have to be, well, it does have a ways it can creep, but it's really hard to see at this turn. Oh, and now it's green, so we won't get to see it creep. But this is Oregon State University college, and so there'll probably be a lot of traffic of people too in here. I'm not going to go into like the middle of it where it's super busy. I wouldn't even, like, I don't like driving through there myself. People just jump out in front of you. So we're just going to go on the edge of it here, and it should get into this turn lane. Yep. And oh, there's a bike that stopped. Okay, I'm pushing the accelerator because we're going to be holding up traffic if we don't make this turn. I'm not pushing the accelerator. There we go. So that was pretty good. I don't actually remember if there was an intervention or not, but either way, that was a really good drive. It did a great job. Oh, I think there was intervention. Yeah, the intervention was just for the leaves. It wasn't really related to other cars. So I'm going to actually just, I'll kind of let it drive through OSU. Navigate to Taco Bell. Navigate to Taco Bell. Oh, it's going to turn. That's going to be interesting. This is a narrow street, but it should do fine. It's not like that narrow. Oh. It does just, like, it feels like we're close to the curb to me, but when I look in the mirror, I can see that we're plenty far away from it. Oh, we're kind of getting, I don't know, oh, it probably will say what it thinks it's going to. Okay, I'm just giving it a little help. It was kind of going itself, but I didn't want to be ridiculously slow with, oh, they were going straight or turning. Anyways, I just didn't want to be ridiculously slow with another car there, so I'm not even going to count that as an intervention. I just think it's like, especially for the rain, it's not even like a nice sunny day out or something like this. It's not, it was really dumping rain earlier. This isn't that hard of rain, it's just kind of steady rain. But the car seems to be doing great the entire time that I've been recording. The navigate on autopilot unavailable has not come up for me. Okay, why isn't it going? I'm pushing the accelerator. It might have been that person there, but they weren't in the road. I just love, it does so good at turns. At least I think it does. I don't know if you'll, let's not block the cross. Oh, now we're going. I was going to not block the crosswalk. That's not a disengagement, but I don't know if you noticed that cool looking robot on the sidewalk. They say Starship on the side of them, which I think is kind of funny. And okay, that's the wrong lane. But anyways, they're food delivery robots, is what those are. They drive all around the campus. It seems to, it's not surprising, but it seems to like attention right after it's been stopped at a stoplight, which is fine, like, you know, that's kind of expected, but it's kind of, well, it's not really difficult anymore. I can do it. Oh, actually, I'm going to take over here because there's a place I want to go to. Yeah, I don't have time to enter it in the navigation to make this turn, but it's just right up here. It's Boba. Jeremy would approve of me going here. Oh, am I going to get to park on the street? Looks like I get to park like literally right in front of the store. Sweet.